This is Morning Motivation for Educators on the Bee Podcast Network. Learn about all the shows at beepodcastnetwork.com. You'll hear from a variety of formal and informal educators who help put this podcast together. If you'd like to contribute your voice to this show, please go to morningmotivationedu.com to apply.
I'm Danielle Newfer, an educator for over 20 years who went up against 2 bouts of serious teacher burnout before finally realizing that I need to share what worked and what didn't with educators everywhere. This is when Teaching Well was born. At Teaching Well, I partner with schools who recognize that when schools prioritize well-being, true teaching and learning can happen. And there's nothing more integral to building this kind of school culture than finding ways to care for yourself in the midst of all the school day hustle and bustle. Building in these moments is what this show is all about and what I hope to bring to you each time I get the opportunity to speak with you here. So with that, let's begin. Today's morning motivation is reminding you to be on the lookout for the darker side of sunny summer vacation. We've heard it all before. How lucky we are to be teachers. We get so much time off. We don't have to work the summer. Blah, 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 blah. What I want to talk to you about is something that not many teachers talk about. We don't talk about it to each other because we think we're alone, and we don't talk about it to others because we don't think they'd understand. And I'd like to just see how many teachers have experienced what I'm calling the darker side of our summer vacation. A while back, I was having an exchange with a colleague, and she eloquently stated something that I haven't been able to quite explain as precisely before. She said, "I know we all feel some type of elation when the school year is over, and our rooms are finally neatly packed away for the next school year. The summer break laid out before us is like a buffet of possibilities." That is a great feeling. I love to have that discussion about the flip side of that experience. While I am so happy the break has arrived, there is also this adjustment period for many of us. Personally, I feel rootless sometimes and at loose ends, not quite knowing exactly what to do with my life during the season when it enters this seemingly less intense phase. I am happy to have a break, but I am also feeling something else as I let go of each school year. Have you ever felt like that? Have you ever felt that way at the end of the school year? Rootless and loose at the ends? Not quite knowing exactly what to do with your life when it enters this less intense phase. And perhaps for some of us, we feel this way all summer long. I know I could relate to this feeling, and so could many of the other people I've spoken to over the years. I've reached out to some other teachers I work with, and they too have felt this darker side of summer vacation. It seems it's not talked about because it's hard to say to a non-teacher friend, "Wow, I'm feeling a little off because I don't have to work for 12 weeks," or to a spouse, "I'm feeling a little down in the dumps because I don't know what to do with myself all day," especially because both of these people may have been ones we confided in about how stressful our day-to-day job is. But that's precisely why this kind of dramatic shift happens. We have been literally in the trenches of our job for 9 months, and in a pretty quick instant, poof, it's all over. I don't want to compare it to a war, per se, but the analogy is useful. It might be a better fit to compare it to a race we've been training for or a surprise party we've been planning for a friend. We have so much focus on one thing, and then it's over in an instant. Our purpose and energy that was once consumed by this event is no longer needed. So one thing that comforted me was knowing that I was not the only teacher who felt this way. It didn't mean I was ungrateful for the time off, that I didn't appreciate having less of a schedule, or wouldn't find a way to spend my time. But it was a little uncomfortable at first, and that was okay. In fact, it was good to just be with this uncomfortability. As I've been exploring this darker side of summer vacation, I've been talking to teachers who shared these further frustrations about the time off. I don't know where to begin with the things that have been put off all year. I don't know how to create a balance with more time. I have goals, but always get to the end of the summer and didn't accomplish anything I intended to. I don't know how to relax. As I've talked to more and more teachers, this is a consistent theme that many people struggle with. If you've had that experience of struggling with this darker side of your sunny summer vacation, just know that you are absolutely not alone. Next time, I'll bring you some motivation for how to work with this, but for today, just know you are not the only one. And as we close, try to keep this motivation close to your heart today. May you know that it's perfectly normal to be uncomfortable when life gets a little less hectic and busy. May you know that it's perfectly normal to be uncomfortable when life gets a little less hectic and busy. If this morning's motivation resonated with you, I'd love to connect more. You can find all the different ways we can partner together in the show notes at teachingwell.life.
Thanks for listening. And whatever role you have in education, we have a podcast for you at bpodcastnetwork.com. Who among your friends and colleagues needs to hear this message today? Please share it with them right now.